we sit down.
Sorry. Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear in front of me any testimony you give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, have a seat. And when you get comfortable, state your name for the record.
John Lambert.
All right. And Mr. Lambert, what do you do?
I work for a home automation, low voltage contractor, doing smart home technology.
How long have you done that for?
Probably 20 years.
Where's it located out of?
Current company is located in Atlanta.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Forsyth County and Cumming.
Okay. Do you ever do security installs and things
Yes.
such as that in Cherokee County?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the property 2155 Purcell Lane?
Yes, we didn't do the original install. We've only serviced it, but yes, I'm familiar with the property.
When did you start servicing that property? I know it was a long time ago, so best.
Yeah, maybe 2012-ish, best guess.
Okay, so presumably around the time they bought the property, to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Did you service that property around 2017?
Yeah, sometime around the end of 2016, 2017.
Right. Did you ever have any interaction with Gary Farris?
Yes.
How about Scott Farris?
If that's his youngest son, I don't know the family very well. I know the last visit I was there, his one son was just back from the service, came back from the military. If that's Scott,
You don't know a name?
I don't know. I don't know any names.
Okay, so we'll just clear that up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're aware there is a son who was in the service, and he was the youngest son.
Correct.
Okay. Did this person, this youngest son, did they live on the property?
I think he was above the barn or something on the property.
Okay. Did you ever have any interaction with him?
That one visit, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and just jump in real quick.
Sure.
Tell the jury what your interaction with. Well, let me ask you this first. Did you ever have any interaction with Gary and the youngest son together while they were together?
Yeah, that one time on the last visit I was at the house.
All right. And tell the jury what that visit was like.
I mean, it was a little weird. They were I can't remember what they were bickering about, but they were kind of bickering about something. And I have kids. I bickered with my parents. It happens, but I would never do it in front of somebody working in my house or somebody that wasn't in the family. So I just thought that was weird. That's all.
All right. Do you recall any statements that the other son made?
Not word for word, not exactly, but it was something like he couldn't wait for them to go, both of them to go, so he can just have that property to himself. Something to that effect. Again, it was over 6-7 years ago. So,
okay. Did this interaction between Gary and the youngest son did it cause you any concern?
It felt weird. I just thought it was a little bit weird. At the time, no, but and then after I heard the news, it made me think of it, and that's when I reached out to a friend to say, hey, just have the detective call me, so I could just say say my last interaction with him.
So after you initially heard about there being a death on the property, you had made some type of contact to law enforcement?
Yes.
Okay. And were you ever interviewed by law enforcement?
It was over the phone, quick phone call. I believe that was it.
Was it one of the Cherokee County deputies?
Yeah.
Do you know? Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but it was one of the Cherokee detectives.
Okay. And you also told the deputy something about hearing gunshots.
Correct.
Okay, can you tell the jury about that?
Yeah, it was, I guess it was July 3rd, 2018, and I don't remember if it was 9 or 10, it was a little bit later, 9 or 10 o'clock, it wasn't fireworks, it was just a couple gunshots. Weird at the time, I would say maybe 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I don't remember exactly.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
But,
now, where were you staying at when you heard these gunshots?
I was at my ex-girlfriend's house, which is about a mile away from the Farris's house.
All right. And did those gunshots that you heard cause you any concern to contact law enforcement?
At the time, no. It's North Cherokee County. You hear gunshots once in a while. In Forsyth County, you hear gunshots once in a while. Just that close to that late at night was just a little weird. But at the time, no.
Okay. And did you also hear any fireworks about that time?
Not around the same time, but that night, I'm sure either earlier or later that night there was fireworks.
And going back to when you were at the residence, did you ever see any type of odd behavior between Gary and Melody Farris?
Not that I could recall. I think I maybe saw Melody once or twice in all the visits over there, and nothing that I could.
Okay. So the only interaction between any of the family members that you saw that gave you any concern was between Gary and Scott?
I just thought I had a weird feeling from it, that's all. But
Okay.
But, you know.
No further questions, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. Police Court. Mr. Lambert, how are you this morning?
I'm good, yourself?
Pretty good. You don't want to be here, do you?
I don't think anybody does, but
Yeah. Never thought you'd come in and be testifying in a murder case, would you?
no, I mean, when I talked to the detective in 2018, that's the last I'm not a big person on the news. I had no idea until I got subpoenaed a few weeks ago and totally forgot about it.
Right. Well, you agree with me that you just had a gut feeling something was just not right, so that's why you contacted law enforcement?
Well, between hearing the gunshots and the interaction I had the year before, and it being in Gary Farris, you know, was limited interactions, only services, maybe 4 or 5 times, been to his house to services. So, but he was always a nice, genuine, great guy.
Right.
So, yeah,
You just want to give law enforcement any information that you had, right?
Yeah.
And it was those gunshots that concerned you, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was unusual.
It was unusual that night, and you were you were a little north. You were staying in a home a little north of the Purcell Lane, Scott and Gary's residence.
Correct.
And Scott's who we're talking about, the son that was there.
I don't know the family members' names. The youngest son that just
Yeah,
got
the
back
one
from
who lived
the
there,
military.
right?
Yeah,
Worked on the property. Yeah, that's Scott.
Yeah.
Tall guy.
Yeah, tall.
Yeah, and you agree with me that they were not about to get in a fist fight or anything like that?
No.
In fact, I think when I asked you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being fisticuffs, 1 being nothing, you said it was around a 1.
Yeah, I mean, parents bicker with kids. The only thing that I just felt weird doing it in front of.
Right.
First time meeting me doing it, like if I argue with my kids, it would be with my kids and nobody else in front of an audience.
I mean, you're
That's
not saying
straight-
that
No,
parents-
but yeah, it was just.
You agree with me, parents and children argue, right?
Of course, yeah.
And sometimes we argue with our parents in situations where we may not want to. We go back and look and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that with other people around.
Of
things like
course,
that.
yeah.
But you never felt like Scott was threatening his dad or anything, did you?
No.
Never felt like it was a violent incident or anything like that, right?
No.
It's just when you knew that there was a murder on the property with Gary, and you knew what you knew, and then you heard those shots, you felt like you should just contact law enforcement, right?
That's it. It's just maybe think back to that last visit there, which I hadn't even thought about until I heard the news, and say, hey, let me just at least,
Fair enough.
Now
Now, those gunshots, that was Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018, around, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock,
sometime around then, yeah.
and it was 3, 4 shots. You remember how many shots you heard?
It was a couple. If I have it written down when I talked to the detective back then, it's over, 6 years. I don't recall now exactly what it was. If it was written down on whatever I spoke to the detective back then, pretty sure it was a couple.
Okay.
Maybe 2. I don't remember for sure.
But it was such a time of night that it was odd that gunshots were being fired then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't hunting time or shooting time or anything like that, right?
Yeah, and I don't know what shooting time is or when hunting season is, but Cherokee County, Forsyth County, you hear gunshots once in a while.
But not when it's night.
Not
that.
not when I'm laying in bed at night. It was a little late.
You agree with me? It was those gunshots that gave you concern that you called law enforcement.
Yeah, but once I heard that they found Gary, that's when I wanted to say, hey, I heard gunshots at night. I wanted to talk to somebody, just let them know I did hear gunshots that night.
No, thanks for doing that. We appreciate it. Have a nice day, okay?
Okay, thank you.
2 follow-up questions.
All right.
Mr. Lambert, to the best of your ability, can you recall to the jury what you remember Scott saying?
I can't tell you what they were arguing about, whether it was taking care of the property. I really don't remember, but he said something to the effect that, when his parents go, can't wait to just take over the place. Something to that effect. Again,
Not a quote.
I'm trying. Yeah, it was something to that effect, but I can't remember exactly from 6 years ago what was said.
I completely understand. Last thing is, when you heard these supposed gunshots on July 3rd, were you, first of all, how far away is your residence approximately?
About a mile.
Okay. Were you inside or outside of the home?
Inside, and it's an older home that was built in like the 20s, which doesn't have much insulation and with old windows. It was an older home, so it wasn't. Yeah, that's all. You hear every noise in the house.
Okay.
From outside.
No problem, but you were inside.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
No, Judge.
All right, you can be excused. Thank you, sir. Our next witness.
Yeah, we call Dave Thomas.
All right.